All right, good evening, everyone. Hopefully everybody can hear us as we get started here tonight with the Roughneck Racing.
Good luck, everyone.
Here we go, getting it all up and set to go. As we got everything ready to roll here. Starting grid is going to look like it. Sorry, we missed qualifying. Starting grid going to be, oh, come on now, get up here. Cody Nagel's out there in front. John Donnell there in second. Brian Hennings third. Stephen Lauder there in fourth. Robert Lynch Jr. in fifth. Liam Beebe there in sixth. Ryan Hunter in seventh. Justin Hollings there in eighth. Johnny Hurst there in ninth. Eric Copperthorne there in 10th. Mike Presley 11th. Teresa Spiker there in 12th. We roll on back down through the grid here. We got in 13th, Jimmy Pilon. Larry Fairman there in 14th. Adam Sprinkle 15th. Greg Spiker there 16th. Chris Schosler there in 17th. Chris Melton there in 18th. Benjamin Richards there in 19th. Edward Fielder there in 20th. Tyler Manning 21st. Tony Richards here in 22nd. Chantel Pottle back there in 23rd. And 24th is going to be James Wagner. And that is your starting grid here tonight. We get cameras situated here. I'd say we got 50 laps around Atlanta tonight. Going here through the corner as they work here off of off of 4. Yeah. Set it on the counter.
Green, green, green.
I don't have any room up here for it at the moment. Around here through the first corner, here on lap number 2 already of the 50 laps for the Roughneck Racing James Wagoner Welding Super Speedway Series. They come around here through off of corner number 3 and 4 as they head on back around that front straightaway. Brian Hennings, and sorry about that background noise here, caution is out. Edward Fielder has crashed. Take a look at it here, see what happened to Fielder. What? All right, here we go. Coming out of the corner, we're watching Edward Fielder. Here into number 66. Not sure exactly. It looks like somebody lost it in front of them. Then we lost contact here. As you see them all spreading around there. There's the 61 of Chris Schosler having issues. Edward Fielder gets spun around there. Got some damage on the front end of that machine. All right, here we go. Under caution. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
All right, back live here at the racetrack. Hopefully everybody's getting settled in here. These drivers are going to be getting back side by side here in just a moment. As lights go out on the pace car, we're going back. Green flag racing here in just a few moments. As they didn't even make it through first 2 laps here without having a caution there. We said it was it brought out Edward Fiedler and Chris Schultzler, I know, was involved. Maybe a couple others as well. The lights are back on. We're waiting one more lap. Up the corner they go. Hopefully we get the one to go this time by, as everybody's double filed, raring to go here. With these Xfinity cars here tonight. As we work on down through here, out of the corner. Everybody's trying to get up. And here we go. Up in here in the backstretch. Lights are out. Hopefully we get the green flag this time, as the lights stay out this time. Working on down here off of the backstretch. Towards corner number 1. Cody Nagels, your lead car right now in that number 6 machine out there, that Chevrolet. Brian Hennings in second, Robert Lynch there in third, John Darnell there in fourth, with Stephen Lauder there in fifth, or that Liam Beebe. I got to figure out who's on the inside lane. That is the 81, or 83 rather, of Liam Beebe down there. Or no, I'm sorry, 83 of Liam Beebe is on the outside. The 23 of Lauder is down there on the inside as he's running the 81 on that machine. Green flag is out. They're down and away. Getting on that lap pedal down here in the corner number 1 to go. Single filed out there for the first few drivers. Everybody else tries to figure out which lane they want to be as they work down here in the corner number 1. The 77 there of Adam Sprinkle up there on the high side, trying to save on the, try to keep it together there on the outside lane as they come here off of 2 down that back straightaway. Lap 6 out 50. Down here through the back as they work off of 2. Side by side, you got the 66 of Edward Fiedler, who was in that incident earlier. On that, what brought out that caution. They've got one up in the wall. That's the machine okay, that's the, is that the 32? No, 52. That's the 52 there of Chris Melton getting up into that outside wall. As they roll down here through off up the corner. Whoa, easy does it. Watch getting into the 66 there. As they roll down that backstretch once again, you can still see that damage there on the front of the 66 of Edward Fielding. As they roll down here off of turn 4, everybody single file for the most part. As they come up here to make number lap 8 show up on the scoreboard. As that is what we're currently working on down here in the corner number 1 they go. Side by side, up there on top is the 77 of Adam Sprinkle. There's the 83 of Liam Beebe down here on the inside as they come around the 23 of Stephen Lauder. Down here into the backstretch. Stephen Lauder down there into corner number 3 and 4. Down there on the bottom side, but we got that top line starting to work together as Adam Sprinkle's making a run up here towards the front with the 99. Or rather the, that 99, Larry Fairman. They're side by side now for the lead. Coming here off the stretch, onto that, off the turn number 2, down that back stretch. 2 Camaros fighting for that front spot, and they roll down here into corner number 3 and 4. The 99 of Larry Fairman up there on the outside, right there behind the 77 of Adam Sprinkle. As they roll on through, we got another duo coming up in here. That's the 21 there. That's the 21 of Robert Lynch Jr. up there on the top side, and down there on the inside, I want to say that's the 17 of John Darnell. And they roll down here into the corner. Outside lane, gonna try to get together as they start the battle side by side. Get a little bit more comfortable here. You see the 83 Dr. Pepper machine down there on the inside of Liam Beebe as they work down here into corner number 1 here on lap number 11. And it looks like the 17 of John Darnell is getting a little loose down there, bouncing off that apron a little bit. Not quite what you want to be doing. That's that to knock the car loose and get it really upset down here through the backstretch to go into corner number 3. John Darnell down there on the bottom side. Up there coming through turn number 3 and 4. Got a bunch more of them coming here forming that pack as they roll off the corner. There you see James Wagoner for Wagoner's Welding coming down that front straightaway across the stripe as he's currently sitting in 14th. Johnny Hurst and Chris Belt back here battling along with Ryan Hunter. Edward Fielder's back here towards the back, just trying to get some laps under his belt as they roll down the backstretch. There you see the big pack of them, 98 of Eric Copperthorne down there on the inside. No sponsor on that machine as they roll here off the corner. Great looking there, number 7 up there. That's Justin Hollings, that Mustang. Pretty looking chrome and blue Mustang up there on the top side as they work here. Down through corner number 1 and 2, heading on to that backstretch once again. Lap number 13 on the board. Couple drivers getting up there. Oh, no, we got one around. That's the Pennzoil machine. Try to see if we can catch where that is. That was the Pennzoil machine of Rowdy. There you see Rowdy up there on the top side in that 29 Pennzoil. Coming there off the corner, gets a little loose, ends up tangled there with that purple car. Not sure who that was. I could tell it was a purple car. It wasn't Doogie, I know that much. Ah, Greg Spiker. That's who it was. Greg Spiker back there in the number 10 is who Highland ended up coming down across the nose of. Working here off the corner now. Lap number 14 of 50 as they work on down here off the corner. Cody Nagels out there in front. Brian Hennings down there on the bottom as well. Lap being completed along with pit stops now as they come into pit road. Larry Fairman choosing to stay out at number 99. Everybody else coming to pit road. See if we have anybody else staying out. Does not look like it. No. Looks like Rowdy's going to stay out. Fairman stayed out. Yeah. Rowdy's going to stay out. Tyler Manning's not in here. And We got a couple of them come back out on track. That's Adam Sprinkle and John Darnell. Here comes Cody Nagels. We're under caution here for the second time. We watch the drivers coming here off the pits, getting ready for the restart once again. Here at lap number 15 as they come here out of the pits. Doubled up. We're getting ready to go. Green flag racing again. Green, green, green. Away they go. Green flag is out. Down that front straightaway. Adam Sprinkle out there on the top side with Larry Fairman down there on the inside. Look out, trying to squeeze 3 wide is the number 6 of Cody Nagels, who was leading here before the caution come out. Now he's back up there in 4th as they come here off the corner. He's got the 17 there, John Darnell, working that top side as well, working down that back stretch. Everybody side by side. Down here in the corner number 3 they go, side by side, all through, all in well, as they work here off the corner, down that back straightaway. Three wide now for the lead. Whoa, and they're tight. Bouncing off of one another. 77 and 6 make contact as Cody Nagels comes there off the corner now down here. Down that back straightaway, heading towards turn number 3. Everybody behind them is all double foul. As you see there, the 74, Brian Henning, jumps up there towards the top side to try to make some ground. Gets up there behind the 6 of Cody Nagels. As he's up there in front of Adam Sprinkle as well as they work down the back front stretch down here in the corner number 1. Side by side they go. Front to back, there you see Cody Nagels out front once again. Up there on the high side as he retakes that lead. Bringing with him Larry Fairman up. Larry Fairman's down there on the bottom side of that Hooters number 99. Cody Nagels is bringing with him Brian Hennings. And you got Larry Fairman up 11 spots. Adam Sprinkle up 11 spots. James Wagoner up 14 spots. He's currently sitting in 10th. Working down there through the front stretch, down across the stripe, into corner number 1. Side by side, everybody working here as they work off of turn number 4, back down that front straightaway. There you see the 99 of Larry Fairman. Brian Hennings there in second. Cody Nagels there out front. Down that back stretch. There you see the number 52 of Chris Belton diving down there to the bottom side, getting underneath the 98 of Eric Carpenthorne. Whoa, the 70 gets loose. We got somebody else loose. They're down there on the bottom side trying to gather it up. That is Teresa trying to gather it up down there on the bottom side. Going to end up falling back a few spots before finding a safe spot to get up there. And oh no, hang on to it. There goes 6-1 of Chris Schultzler. Hitting into that outside wall. Yeah, he's going to strive it down there on the apron. He's going to hang on to it there in that Kool-Aid machine. Coming up there onto the racetrack once again. Losing lots of ground here as they work off a turn back around here. Everybody single file now, the 98 there, Eric Carpenter, and he's going to look underneath Adam Sprinkle as they come off a 4. Back up here across the stripe. And it's going to be Eric Carpenter going to take that spot away as Wagner up here. Doogie, he's going to get up into that top 5 spot up there along the top side of the racetrack. Working here off the corner, heading down there into the backstretch, heading towards the turn number 1. I'm sorry, turn number 3 rather. As you see the 83 of Liam Beebe down there on the inside. Got Brian Hennings out there in second. Perriman there in third. Well, now fourth as he's battling down there on the outside. As here comes John Darnell. He's going to keep it rolling there on the inside. Couple laps away from halfway as they roll here off the corner. Eric Carpenter back here in 8th. Adam Sprinkle in 9th. Stephen Loader there in 10th. Johnny Hurt there in 11th. Rowdy there in 12th with Mike Presley back there 13th. Brian Hunter 14th. Greg Spiker sitting in 15th right now as they roll around here trying to get some laps in. As you see, the outside lanes starting to come together a little bit once again as they come down here across the stripe. They're being led along by that number 99, Larry Fairman, that Hooters machine. And right behind him, that is Doogie up there in that number 30 as he tries to fight his way towards the front. Up 19 spots from where he started. Chris Melton up. And we got the 83 going around back here. Caution is out as Liam Beebe, all torn up. Car is every which way. All right, here you see that. The 83 gets that loose, comes up, gets into the 61, comes down to Austin racetrack. Man, what a hit to that inside wall. Tries to keep it out of other cars and does so. As 70 there of Teresa's coming back around. I'm not sure Liam Beebe pit crew is going to have to do a number on that machine. That was a hard hit to that inside wall. Now under caution once again. We'll be back after the commercial left.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
All right, back at the racetrack. Things getting underway. Have many drivers doing what they can. Come on now, there you go. "25 laps to go. All right, get lined back up. Everybody get set for that green flag to drop. Green flag's out, and they're down and away once again here at Atlanta. Coming down there across the stripe, everybody side by side as they work down there, almost going 3 wide once again here for the start. Down here into corner number 1. Brian Hennings as your leader. James Wagoner there in second. Man, what a shakeup up here at the front after that round of pit stop. As they come down through off of the backstretch, there you see the 3 of Johnny Hurst. Back there in 4th, Adam Sprinkle there 5th. Steve Loader there in 6th. Mike Presley there in 7th. Robert Lynch there in 8th. Robert Lynch in 8th. Greg Spiker back here in 9th with Tyler Manning battling to try to get into that 10th spot. Looks like Greg Spiker struggling a little bit up there on the top side, as well as that number 3 of Johnny Hurst as he's up there towards that outside wall. Coming down there pretty close, coming off of turn number 4. They work down here towards the front stretch. I'm sorry, that was turn number. This is turn 3 and 4. I'm getting all wrapped around here once again. 22 laps to go, coming to 21 to go this time as they come across the stripe. And there onto the bottom of the racetrack. There you see the 81. That's the 81 there, or rather the 17. Or no, 23 rather, I'm sorry. The 81 slash 23. That's Stephen Loud, no. Yeah, that is right. Make sure I'm getting it right here. Stephen Lauder, yeah, Stephen Lauder's into number 81. 21 on the scoreboard. Tony Richards having issues as he's crashed. Not sure what happened there. About 20 laps to go. Doogie up here in second. One thing I've noticed with Wagner is he's pretty patient as he works down through off of the corner, down here through 3 and 4, all back out on that front stretch. You've got that 81 there of Stephen Lauder working on the inside below Adam Sprinkle and the 21 of Robert Lynch. Down here through turns number 1 and 2, back around here onto the backstretch, side by side. As we see everybody rolling along. 19 laps to go here as they come down the backstretch, heading towards turn number 3. And work off the corner. Eric Copperthorne up there in 3rd. Stephen Loader there in 4th. Adam Sprinkle 5th. Cody Nagels there in 6th. Johnny Hurst in 7th. As you see, Greg Spiker, he's trying to hold on to a top 10 as he's back down on the bottom side. Getting in behind Johnny Hurst at number 3 as they roll here off of 4. Coming across, 17 laps to go here in Atlanta for the Roughneck Racing Become Elite James Wagoner Welding Super Speedway Series. Down here in the corner number 1, and like always, we always give shout-outs to, as we've got one beating himself off the wall. That's 21 of Robert Lynch up there and decided to make friends with that outside wall coming here off of turn number 2. Making friends with that outside wall is not going to do you too well as you come off the corner down the back stretch. 88 to 30 there of Wagner in 2nd. You got 98 there as well of Eric Copperthorne in 3rd, with Adam Sprinkle trying to work on that outside lane, trying to get somebody to help pull that along. And he's got Cody Nagels there and up there with them. As Nagels started out there on the front row. Now we see Adam trying to get up there to the outside and does so. Doogie's there in 2nd, got to try to hang in line. He's trying to help keep that Brian Hennings machine out front as they work down here through turns 1 and 2, back out onto that backstretch. Everybody doing a great job. As you see, 4 of them trying to work together back here towards the back, behind the pack, just trying to keep their laps going. And we have a few drivers out. Richards, we got one Richards out, one of them in the pits. Down 3 laps. That's okay. So we got Benjamin Richards still out on track. Tony Richards is out. Melton is out. Liam Beebe sitting on in the pits. We got the cars going around. That's Eric Carpentorn down there on the back stretch. Caution is out as I'm trying to see who else might have been involved. Adam Sprinkle definitely was involved. Up there on the top side of the Speedway. You'll see him come up there. It looks like Cody Nagel tried to get and squeeze into a hole that wasn't quite there. And he comes down across the 98. Adam Sprinkle down across the bottom side of the racetrack. "13 laps to go, and we're under caution once again. This is our 4th caution, if I'm counting right. And we got drivers doing what they can. We'll try to finish this one out. 12 laps to go. Lights back on as they roll down here through off the corner. 12 laps to go. Probably get the green flag with 10 laps to go. Is what it's looking like. Calculations would be. Excuse me. As they work on down here through off the corner. And green flag drops. They're down and away with the 74 getting a great restart. Followed up there by James Wagoner in second as we get going back to green flag racing. Side by side, 10 laps to go here with Brian Hennings out front. James Wagoner there in second, Tyler Manning there in third, Cody Nagels there in fourth. Now Tyler Manning drops back to fourth as Cody Nagels gets up there in the third, trying to get that outside lane to work. As they're real tight coming down here through turn 3 and 4. That's 78 there of Tyler Manning down there on the inside. And work here off the corner. There you see the 3 of Johnny Hurst, the 61 of Chris Schosler. And they work on down here off the backstretch. In through the corner now here. Off the turn, onto the backstretch now. They were coming through the front stretch. 9 laps to go, side by side up here towards the front. Got them side by side back here, a little farther back as well. As this group is still trying to figure out where to go. And we got them. Oh, we got cars around everywhere. There you see Greg Spiker going around, as well as it looks like the. Trying to figure out who else was involved. Teresa's also involved. Adam Sprinkle involved again. There we go. There you see Greg Spiker down there across that bottom of the apron. Gets loose. That upsets the car. He goes up, ends up sideways. The 17's getting through. Tries to correct it, ends up, and then all of a sudden, there you see Teresa getting knocked sideways as the 81 goes down below. And the Spikers come together up there at the top with the 61 there, Chris Schosler. He's sideways. He's going to come down the racetrack. There you see the 98 of Eric Carpenter, and he's going to try to skate on through. There's the 25 getting a little bit of corner there of that machine. Tony Richards there trying to make it up through. I see that 66 there. Continue to go sideways. So, under caution with 7 to go. Man, oh man, the way these drivers are running tonight. All right, getting side by side. Everybody get lined up. We're going to be going back. Green flag racing. Green flag in the air. We're back. Green flag racing here at Atlanta. 5 laps to go. Hopefully we can finish this one out as they head down here in the corner number 1. Side by side as they head on down through here. Heading on to the backstretch. Everybody doing a great job down that backstretch. Here we go in the corner number 3 and 4. Out front, it's still Brian Hennings, now Cody Nagels there in second with John Darnell third, fighting with James Wagner. Wagner's falling back now down there on the inside. Here comes the 3 of Johnny Hurst trying to battle his way up there on that bottom side. 4 laps to go. They come down here in the corner number 1 and 2, I believe. Might be mistaken. No, that is 1 and 2 as we come back out here onto the backstretch. Caught a glimpse of the blue cone down there on the inside. That helps to keep my bearings some nights. And we head down here in the corner number 3 and 4, back out here onto the front stretch. The 74 there, Brian Hennings, Cody Nagels there in second, James Wagner third, John Darnell third, or fourth, I mean. Johnny Hurst there in fifth as they work on down here. Hang on to it, getting a little loose as they head on through 1 and 2 once again. Heading out onto that backstretch. He's got one up there towards the outside wall. And oh no, the 81 gets up there into the outside wall. The 21 goes around. Here comes the 23 there of Stephen Lauder, that 81 machine. Caution flag back out once again here. Out of corner number 2, some drivers losing it. As you see that 81 up there. There you see Teresa just kind of giving a shove to the 17. The 17 gets down there and then it gets, into the back of the 81. Gives the 81 a good punt there as they come around the corner. Ends up sideways there in front of everybody. Rowdy just nowhere to go. Ends up being sandwiched. As you see, Steven back there in that outside wall once again there in front of Adam Sprinkle. Sprinkle had a decent run going, but then ended up back here in amongst the chaos. So, caution back out once again here at Atlanta. We got a couple Fords up there towards the top 5. We got a couple Chevys leading the race right now. You got the Toyotas back there in about 13th, 16th, and 20th right now. Everybody tries to gather it up so we can get racing once again. Man, oh man, what a night of racing it's been so far. right, getting set back to go green here. With 3 laps to go, we got a green-white checker going on here so far. They roll back out here through off of turn number 2. Out on that backstretch. 2 laps to go. Wagner up there jumping to the outside. Here comes the number 6. He's going to jump up there as well. So Nagels and Wagner up there on the outside lane trying to get that going on as Brian Hennings tries to hold off the pack. You got the 17 there of John Darnell down there on the inside as well. Johnny Hurst there in third car on that bottom side. White flag is out. It's go time to the finish. Race to the line now, guys, as they come here out of corner number 2, back out onto that backstretch. Side by side for the first 3 rows, maybe first 4 rows there, as we see the 29 of Rowdy. He's a lap down, just trying to work his way up through. Well, no, he's not. Sorry, he's up here to 5th. As he is sideways, trying to hang on to it. Other drivers having trouble, as we see there. As we got the 74 sideways, hangs on to it. He gets second. Cody Nagels gets the win. As the 74 comes up and gives Nagel a victory touch there. Is the 3 of Johnny Hurst there in 5th. And I want to say Wagner did not finish as he got caught up there with John Darnell coming to the line. And we see them there. They're 3 wide. That 3 down there on the bottom side ends up pushing up the racetrack and just catches a bunch of drivers there in corner number 3. Wagner's race just kind of ended right there as Cody Nagels takes the win. All righty, well, let's see what we got here for the victory celebration going on here. We got the race results in. Cody Nagels there in first, Brian Hennings second, Johnny Hurst there third, Tyler Manning there fourth, Jimmy Pilot there fifth, Justin Hollings there in sixth, Mike Presley there seventh, Teresa Spiker in eighth, Chris Schosler there in ninth, Edward Fielder there 10th, James Wagner there in 11th, John Darnell in 12th, Eric Copperthorne there 13th, Adam Pringle 14th, 15th will be Stephen Loader, Robert Lynch there in 16th, 17th, that's going to be Ryan Hunter. 18th is going to be the finishing position for Greg Spiker. Larry Fairman finishes tonight 19th. Benjamin Richards in 20th. Liam Beebe finishes tonight 21st. Tony Richards in 22nd. And Chris Melton finishes tonight in 23rd. That is your finishing order here tonight for the James Wagoner Welding Super Speedway Series. Now let's go and see where we have the see if we got any of these drivers hanging around here that we can talk to after the race. Looking for the number 3 of Johnny Hurst at the moment. Good evening there, John. How's it going? I apparently was in the wrong room. How's it going tonight, John?
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing well. Little tough finishers for you, it seemed like.
Well, that track was a lot slicker than I thought it was going to be. And I think that a lot of guys thought it was going to be a lot of moving around on these cars and stuff. And, man, when last lap, you got to try to send it. I'm just glad I didn't wreck the top 2 there. I just had about a half a lane on the bottom and tried to make it stick. I got into Hennings, and I think he got up into the 6th car there. But it seemed like it all worked out, so.
Yeah, I don't think you got into Hennings. It was more, looked like you got into John Darnell.
Oh, was it?
And John Darnell, the driver of the 17, ended up getting up in front of Doogie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't tell who it was. That shows you how much attention I was paying then.
But, I mean, it was nonetheless a great job.
Yeah, it's one of the better finishes I've had on super speedway here lately, so I'll take it.
Well, that's all this series is.
Yep.
I mean,
It's still one of the best finishes I've had.
I mean, this track can be hit and miss, just like any super speedway. You got sponsors or shout-outs you want to give for helping you get up there into the podium position of third place tonight?
Well, we're missing a couple. We're missing Ace, and we're missing Tim tonight, and a couple more, and we miss those guys. And I'd just like to shout out Wagoner's Welding. You know, like I said, they do a lot for us, so you got to shout them out.
As always. You have any other shout-outs you need to give?
That'll be it for right now, bud. That's about it.
Alrighty, well, we look forward to seeing you next week as we hit another super speedway here for the Super Speedway Series.
Well, yeah, looking forward to it.
So you have yourself a great night.
Hey, you too.
All right, now getting with Brian Hennings. Good evening there, Brian. How's it going?
Good, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well. You had some competition up there at the front. I know it took us a little bit to try to get a little bit of a rhythm going. It didn't seem like some of Johnny was saying that the track seemed slicker than what some of the guys were anticipating, so that could have, led to some of the cautions. I think we had 5 or 6 on the night.
6 cautions, just looked at it. And, yeah, I mean, it's Hot Atlanta. They call it that for a reason. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know, track time's only 98, so I've raced hotter here before. But, yeah, I mean, you cheer your tires up a little bit here, and it starts getting a little squirrely.
So Atlanta likes its tires.
Yeah, I mean, top line eats them up a little bit faster. That's why I was trying to rip the bottom most of the race just to save some tires. But I knew Cody had 10-lap pressure tires, and it's exactly what I pictured in my mind what he was going to do on the last lap, and I just didn't feel like blocking and causing the wreck. But I figured he was going to go up because he had the pressure tires, and he did, and yeah, almost prevailed, but still had a good time.
Yeah, it was a great race. Nonetheless, just unfortunately he fell a little short there, and got second tonight there with Cody Nagels.
Yeah, it's all good. Still had fun. It's a good crowd, and Cody's a good teacher. I've been racing with him a little bit in the other league, so it's cool to see him come aboard.
All right, you got sponsors or shout-outs you want to give here for helping you get in second place?
Sure, Flieger Farms for the broadcast. Definitely go look at the rest of it here in a little while. And Cody for coming aboard. James, Tim, and all them in Roughneck for putting the league on. It's always fun to be a part of. And my VRX teammates, Greg, Teresa, Ed, Benji, Tony, all them, and wife and daughter. Love you guys.
All righty, well, congrats on your second place finish, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
All right, there is down in Victory Lane now with Cody Nagels. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm doing well. You got that victory here tonight at Atlanta in the Xfinity car.
Yeah, I mean, I figured I'd come over and just try something a little bit different, and ran with Doug and his guys, and had a lot of fun. Figured I'd play around with tires and just kind of see what a little bit of a cooler track would do. I kind of just took tires every chance I got. I seen some people saving the tires they had, but I decided to trade off and trade the track position in for fresher tires, and I think it's what got me across the line first.
Well, with you running trying to keep as fresh tires on that machine as possible, what did you think of the track conditions? 'Cause I was hearing from a couple drivers that they were saying it was a little slick out there.
I didn't think it was too bad, honestly. The track was heating up as the race went on, but usually when I run Atlanta, it's under like a little bit hotter conditions, so I'm more used to it. But the Xfinity car tends to like kick out a little bit, it seems like. It's just, it can be slick more in the Xfinity car than it is in the truck or the next gen. So if you just lift a little bit, it tends to set the nose, and you can get in the corners, the entry, and corner a lot easier without getting tight and sliding up the track. So I was just saving the fronts as much as I could for the entries. But again, when it kind of came down to it, I think it was just a matter of who had the freshest tires, and I think the gamble earlier in the race paid off.
Yeah, it definitely looked good. Yeah, you worked your way through the field pretty decently tonight to hold on to where you started out there in that pole position. So, I mean, you must feel pretty good, especially with the competition you have here at Roughneck.
Yeah, Doug's got a good group over here, and I've seen some of his guys in other leagues and races, and so there's a little bit of familiarity there. But yeah, it's usually I don't have much going on a Monday, and it's just good to get in here, get some laps ran, and it's good practice for some other races I do during the week, especially at Atlanta. It's more, in my opinion, of a driver's track. You know, it's a super speedway, but less of a super speedway than Daytona and Talladega, and it kind of puts it a little more in the driver's hands. And like I said, I seen a lot of people were staying out on older tires. I figured I'd do the opposite and see where it got me, and thankfully I was able to get good enough track position at the end for the tires to matter.
Alrighty, well, congrats on getting that victory. And you got sponsors and shout-outs you want to give here?
Yeah, got to thank Doug for putting on this great league. Roughneck Racing, Adam, you, Flieger Farm TV, Wagoner's Welding. He's been my sponsor now for a few months, so appreciate Doug for everything he does for me. Icon Apparel, Nightmare Esports, and everyone that supports me behind the scenes, and my parents for watching.
Alrighty, well, congrats on victory, and we'll hopefully see you next week as we take on another super speedway in yet another different car. Get what next week's car is going to be. I haven't looked at the schedule tonight yet.
Yeah, I'm going to hopefully try to make a few more this season, and the plan is to hop on full-time next season and see if I can trade some paint with these guys out here.
Alrighty, well, congrats, and we'll catch you later then. Good luck.
Thank you.
Alrighty, that was Cody Nagel, our winner here tonight. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the show. Sorry we didn't quite get in as early as we were hoping. I was struggling with a couple items behind the scenes, but we got it here. We got the whole race, just not the qualifying portion. So hopefully everybody enjoyed what they saw, and we will sign off for now and be back here in about 9:15. We'll have the Freedom Motorsport Alliance here on Flieger Farm TV on the pole, getting set for their GT